Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video on FuhNaff. You know what, we're just going to go with a normal intro today. Hello my fellow Ghoul Renegade, and welcome back to a brand new video. A slightly long overdue video, I might mind you. Sorry, didn't mean for the long pause there, it's just I've had a really rough couple of weeks. Just due to some personal family stuff, but it's not the time or place to talk about that on YouTube. So, as you guys probably know, you've probably already read the thumbnail and the title. Today we're going to be talking about the big controversy that has recently happened, as of last month, with the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. Now, of course, I'm going to explain all of this later on down the line, but that is what we are talking about today. Now, one thing I would like to note before we get into this video. I am not a drama channel, nor am I a commentary channel. I mean, okay, I do commentary when it comes to gaming, but I don't do commentary as of like a video essay, retrospective style kind of way. But like I said, once again, I'm not a drama channel. And many of you guys might ask, will I be making money off this video? Well, if you look at my sub count as of now, I currently don't have eligibility to make money. So even if I wanted to, I wouldn't. But just because it's drama, I don't see no sense to monetize this video. So even if I do get monetization at some point in time, this video is going to be unmonetized. And that's my decision. That's my personal decision, and I'm going to leave it that way. So to get that out of the way, before we get into this video, I would like to thank a couple of people. 5 people, to be exact. It was going to be closer to 6, but unfortunately I didn't get responses in time of me making this video. So, the first person I would like to thank is Isaac, also known as I'm the Baddest. I would like to thank Daggz, Jonny Blox, Sheepie, also known as Blacksheepiess on Twitter, and I would like to thank Ethan, known as Sheeprampage. These guys provided me some statements in regard to this current controversy that I'm going to be going over with you guys today, and without them, without their statements, honestly, this video probably would have never been made. Granted, due to the personal things in my life, I haven't had time to make this video. I've rarely had time to make any videos just because of how crazy and hectic things have personally been. And like I said, it's not the time or place to talk about it. I'm not trying to be whiny and crying on YouTube because it's just, not that it's not any of your guys' concern, but I just thought I'd let you guys know. So, without further ado, let us get in to section 1 of this video. You know, one thing before we get into this video, or at least into this section, that I would like to clarify, the only reason why I'm calling section 1 Scott Cawthon's post-retirement project is simply because the Fazbear Fanverse initiative was one of the last things Scott started up before he retired in 2021. So that's basically the reason why. Now back to the section. Our story of the Fazbear Fanverse initiative officially begins on August 21st, 2020, when Five Nights at Freddy's series creator, also known as Scott Cawthon, introduces his latest project, known as the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. The Fazbear Fanverse Initiative is essentially a collaboration between Scott Cawthon himself and a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's fan game creators. Most of these fan game creators actually came from GameJolt, believe it or not, and there was other sites, but GameJolt out of them all is the most popular. Some perks of the Fazbear Fanverse initiative is that it helps bring in monetary investment towards developers' games and franchises. Scott then also provides his own funding so the developers can make future games and new entries to game series. He also allows older games to be remade with new assets and updated with current game-making programs. So I'm talking like Unreal Engine, Unity, Blender, ClickTeam Fusion, all of those. Scott also allows these games by the developers to be sold and ported onto mobile and console devices. So whether you play on your phone, your Xbox, your PlayStation, you'll be able to play all of the Fanverse games on there. Another good thing that the Fanverse does promote is merchandise. So I'm talking U2s, plushies, Funko Pops, shirts, hoodies. All of that is really good. One other good thing is that all of these games are officially licensed under Scott Cawthon through copyright and under the FuhNaff brand itself, so you know it's official. One last thing that the fan games do differentiate from is that all the different fan games have their own stories, and therefore they will not interfere with Scott's original story for the original 8 FuhNaff games. Because we already know that the FuhNaff timeline is already complicated enough. We don't need fan games coming into this mix. As of the year 2022, there are officially 5 developers working under Scott Cawthon and working for the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. You guys have probably already know who these people are, and I guarantee you've heard their names before. Our first developer is Kane Carter, who is working on Pop Goes Evergreen and Pop Goes Arcade. Our second developer is Emil Mako, who is working on Five Nights at Candy's 4 and Five Nights at Candy's Fur. Our third developer is Nixon. Now, I just want to talk about Nixon for a brief moment, as a lot of people don't seem to mention the game company that he was associated with for about a year and a half when he left the Fanverse. So, for those of you guys who are out of the loop, Nixon signed a 1-year contract with Vince Livings, the CEO of Glowstick Entertainment. Glowstick Entertainment are the ones primarily who is making Dark Deception and Dark Deception Monsters and Mortals. So basically, Nixon was away working for Vince Livings for about a year and a half, but now he is back in the Fanverse, and he's bringing you guys the Joy of Creation Ignited Collection. Our fourth developer is FuhNaff. You guys probably know him as Phil Morg, and he is working on a remake of Five Nights at Freddy's, known as Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. Our fifth and final developer is Acroniim, and he is making One Night at Flumpty's 3. I hope you guys enjoyed section 1 of the video. So now we are moving on to section 2. Now in section 2, we are going to be talking about the mini controversies of the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. The only reason why I call them mini controversies is just essentially because they were things that happened, but they weren't as big as Theft vs. Kane, of course. So hence why I do call them mini controversies. Now, these 2 mini controversies are actually important to the situation in itself as a whole, because when you actually look at the dates and like the timeline that I compiled for making this video, it's kind of almost like Theft vs. Kane was meant to happen, because some of these controversies only happened within like literal months of each other, to almost like sometimes even weeks or even days. It's kind of crazy, but that's just my personal opinion on it. So without further ado, let's get into Section 2. Our first mini controversy begins on April 18th, 2022, when popular Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber known as Theft King releases a video titled Aftonbuilt, the fall of the Five Nights at Freddy's fan game. In this video, Theft interviews Jelly Liam, the main developer of Aftonbuilt. Through a series of DMs and messages, Liam explains to Theft his personal experience with Scott Cawthon, as well as him trying to get into the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. Liam explains to Theft King the many problems that he and his team had while conversing with Scott Cawthon throughout the production of Aftonbuilt's run. There would be many times where Liam would message Scott about the progress of the game and how it was going. Scott would never reply. There would be times Liam would message Scott about funding towards the game. Once again, Scott would never reply. And after so many times of miscommunication and just Scott not replying, Scott eventually saw Aftonbuilt as more of a risk rather than a benefit towards the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. Hence, he shut Aftonbuilt down and pulled the plug on the project entirely. After Theft's video about Aftonbuilt came out, it became one of the most popular videos on his channel known to date, other than another video that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But Liam had problems with this video, and you might be asking yourself, what problems did Liam have with this video? Wasn't it perfect? Well, no. Granted, all good things must come to an end at some point, and I think even Theft King knew that in the back of his head. The main problem that Liam had with this video is that it possibly broke Liam's NDA. An NDA being a non-disclosure agreement. A non-disclosure agreement is basically a contract that Liam signed with Scott Cawthon while he was in the process of being in the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. Essentially, it's a contract stating that you cannot say certain things for probably more than a year or so. And since Theft's video had already come out, it's possible that this video may have broken Liam's NDA, and Liam and his team were very scared about it. Liam told Theft in private DMs that he wanted Scott's lawyers, his lawyers, the rest of Liam's team to see the video before it was released. Theft debated with Liam for a while, and pretty much in the end, Theft edited out one word of the video. But Liam still did not like that. And as of July 2022, Liam has come out with many allegations against Theft King, saying that Theft pretty much manipulated Liam into releasing this video early. And that's pretty much where the situation ends there. Our second mini-controversy begins on May 24th, 2022, when Kane Carter and the Evergreen development team receives an anonymous tip about an unknown group known only as The Pair. A little while later, after Kane receives this anonymous tip, Kane then sends an email to each of the members of the Evergreen team, simply stating Pop Goes Evergreen has had leaks, and that they have been compromised. Kane and the Evergreen development team find out that the pair group is closely connected with a lot of their members of their own development team. The anonymous group, known only as the pair, consisted of 3 main members. All of them were well respected within the Five Nights at Freddy's fan game community. These 3 main members consisted of Ultranite, the main developer of Chompers, Ramonov, the main developer of Juniors, and Mechless, the main developer of Project Readjusted. The pair's main goal was to gather information on Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, and even fan games within the Fazbear Fanverse initiative, to leak it all into the public before these games even release. Much to the dismay of Ultranite, Ramonov, and Mechless, little did these 3 know that their little group would finally be revealed only 2 days later, because on June 10th, 2022, their group was finally revealed by an anonymous Twitter user who went only by the name Liam Crush. Liam Crush released a post on his Twitter simply stating that this is the most widespread Five Nights at Freddy's fan game leak within the community. Below, he links a tweet longer explaining everything that he knows about the pair and its members, and also their plan of what they intended to do with the fan game leaks, and also how they kind of plan to destroy the Fazbear Fanverse initiative in itself. Later on that same day, Fazbear Fanverse developer Kane Carter releases a tweet stating clarification on the Liam Crush tweet, to which then Kane releases his own tweet longer, which we will read right now. Clarification on the Liam Crush tweet. Hi everyone, by now you've probably already seen this tweet by Liam Crush. Read that first and I'll do my best to explain further here, to clear up some misinformation, etc. In late May, the Evergreen team and I were given an anonymous tip regarding a group chat used by Ultranite, developer of Chompers, Ramonov, developer of Juniors, and Mechless, developer of Project Readjusted. The group chat was apparently used to host and discuss leaks of fan games including Evergreen, which Ultranite was receiving via a close friend of his, one of my team members. This friend had no idea Ultranite was sharing these leaks with the others. They are no longer a member of our team, but we understand that they were not doing anything malicious. They were just sharing stuff that they were excited about with someone they trusted. It happens. We found that another member of the group chat, which was called The Pair, was a close friend of the Evergreen team. We confronted them, and they let us know everything. Turns out The Pair was much worse than just a ground for leaking fan game. Ultranite, Ramonov, and Mechless had contributed in a multitude of disgusting things. Here are some examples I'm comfortable sharing. Collecting information from fan games, including the entirety of Evergreen and most of Arcade. Digging up and sharing personal information, including Facebook profiles, photos, full names of people in the community. Scheming to dump content anonymously if the members of the pair were ever attacked or if the pair itself was leaked. As you can tell by that last one, when we found out about this, we decided to stay as quiet as possible. At least at first, we let Scott know about this due to some contractual stuff. Can't talk about it. And the information was also shared with some of the people involved on Ultranite's development team. We wanted people directly affected to know, but not to make it a public issue, to minimize any potential retaliation. You may be thinking, why would they leak stuff if you exposed them? And then again, I like to mention, they literally said they would. We have years of work, personal information, and other fan games at risk of being dumped because they boasted that they would do this. And if their reputation were to be ruined by this going public, what would they have to lose? Emil also told Ultranite directly that we knew about the pair, and the 3 of them were told that they were being banned from some communities, blocked by people involved, and some of my friends sent much angrier messages. Understandably. I understand the frustration of finding out about this all of a sudden, and maybe you were working with Ultranite, Ramonov, or Mechless, and now you feel betrayed. Yeah, I'm sorry. We did all we could to protect the community from these people. Once we were able to take action, the 3 of them were banned from my server, Reddit, Discord, FuhNaff server, and more. We didn't want to do much more than that because we promised them, in fear of our stuff being leaked, that we wouldn't make it public. It is now public, not because of us, but because of them. I hope this clears things up. The screenshots above are the only thing I'm willing to share at the moment, because I believe it justifies our silence. Everything else you don't need to see. It's not pretty. Hopefully, you can trust us. After Kane's clarification tweet, Kane begins responding to his comments. One user, who goes by the name of Lance, asks Kane whether Scott will add any more entries to the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. Kane responds to Lance by saying, "Definitely not. I had an email with him less than a week ago. It's possible he won't be accepting any new entries, but he's not abandoning the initiative for the original devs." Now, this is also in reference to Ultra Knight, the developer of Chompers. He was originally going to be within the Fazbear Fanverse initiative, but was denied simply because of what him, Ramonov, and Meklis did with the pair, so yeah. And finally, on June 12th, 2022, Theft King releases his video titled Five Nights at Freddy's fan games were attacked, and he explains the entire situation going on with the pair and the most recent Fazbear Fanverse initiative controversy. I hope you guys enjoyed section 2. Now we are moving on to the meat and potatoes of this situation, which I like to call section 3. Okay, so section 3, there's a couple of tiny events, kind of like what I talked about with the mini controversies in section 2, that kind of correlate to the beginning of this main controversy of Theft versus Kane. So, without further ado, let's get into section 3. The semi-start of Theft King vs. Kane Carter begins on June 18th, 2022, where Theft King hosts a live stream to promote the official Steam release of Pop Goes Arcade, simply titled Pop Goes Playtime and the Dead Forest Machine. Yet, only 2 days later, on June 21st, 2022, Theft King releases a video titled The End of the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, with his thumbnail reading, Goodbye Fanverse. A little later, on that same day, Kane Carter released a post on his Twitter simply stating, "For people concerned about the Fanverse being dead, don't be. It's as dead as it was when it was announced. You know, when a Phase 2 was absolutely never confirmed to happen, the original Fanverse devs are more than capable of providing many years' worth of great content. It is quite disheartening to see people so disappointed at the idea of a second wave being unlikely. So far, the second wave has brought the community only turmoil and stress, due to the competitiveness, greed, and impatience of certain people involved. A genuine shame. But Emil and I are working our butts off on Arcade, then Five Nights at Candy's 4, then Evergreen, then maybe Chase and Ultraviolet, and who knows what else. We love making these games. One Night at Flumpty's 3 was incredible. Phil is giving you an insane reboot of Five Nights at Freddy's. Nixon seems more hopeful of the joy of creation as well. The Fanverse is not dead. This year alone, you'll be seeing its first Steam release, its first merch drop, and I would bet a release of Five Nights at Freddy's Plus as well. No way Phil wants to keep working on it in 2023. Just come on, be grateful. Without this, you'd be stuck with just Five Nights at Freddy's AR. A user by the name of Semi-Frequent Fazfax replies to Kane's tweet by saying, Theft King makes a decent video covering the pair incident, but then does this LMFAO, with a link to Theft's video about the Fanverse. Kane replies to Semi-Frequent Fazfax by stating, and he was just promoting Arcade's Steam release in a livestream like 2 days ago. A video saying, the end of the Fanverse, instantly makes our work feel like a waste, or an example of a failed product. We are the ones trying desperately to save the image of the initiative. About 4 days later, on June 25th, 2022, during the aftermath of Theft King's most recent video, Theft sends Kane a DM on Twitter saying that he has been receiving harassment from a lot of fans of Kane. The conversation between Theft and Kane goes a little something like this. I wanted to address something you said specifically in your tweet, that I'd been playing Pop Goes Arcade the other day and promoting the Steam release, only to go and release this video, lamenting the future of the Fanverse. I'm not really sure what you're getting at here. I do support your project. I support all the Fanverse projects, other than the Joy of Creation. I'm very excited for them. I intend to stream it when it launches, and I will continue to promote it. Your tweet suggests you're with us or against us. Like, how could you promote Pop Goes Arcade one day, and then make a video criticizing the impacts of the Fanverse on the fangame scene? It's not like that. I do support your games and your projects. When I criticize the impacts of the Fanverse, I'm not criticizing you. You are not the Fanverse. You are not responsible for any of the criticisms I made in the video. They have nothing to do with you or your project. I guess that's why I was so surprised when you seemed so hurt by this. For that oversight, I apologize. Clearly, the Fanverse means a lot to you, and had I been more aware of that, I still would have made the video, but perhaps I would have triple clarified this. That's what I fear this comes down to. really think you're taking this personally when it was never meant to be personal. I understand that you would probably this information had not been made public, but you came into my public stream chat and started talking about the fanverse in past tense and said all that stuff. I know it's inconvenient to you, but it's my job to make these videos. Your statements were interesting, breaking news to the majority of the FNAF watching YouTube audience. At times, I'm going to cover contentious topics that I find interesting. I understand that sometimes these videos will be inconvenient to you. I'm sorry about that. I'm never setting out to make a video to deliberately inconvenience or attack you. Finally, thumbnails. I never intended to mislead anyone, nor do I believe anyone has been misled by any of my videos. I will certainly use attention-grabbing headlines and flashy thumbnails to try to draw attention to my video. That's my job, and I'm good at it. If people felt misled by my thumbnails/titles, they wouldn't succeed or be so popular. If you're misled by a clickbait thumbnail, you aren't going to produce any watch time. All it will do is make people mad, and it's going to hurt you in the long run. The reality is, my videos have all been extremely well received, including this latest one. I'll be frank, a lot of the hate sent my way are from people directly traceable from your community, the harassing DMs, personal attacks, etc. If you don't think that we can have a working professional relationship, in spite of that fact that my job sometimes puts me at odds with you, fine. That sucks, but fine. However, in that case, I'd ask that you just ignore me. You certainly have a right to respond if I use your statements in my video, but frankly, I suspect it'd be best for everyone to just ignore me. I'm not your enemy. I'm not your friend either. I like your games and excited for them. I will continue to make videos covering topics I think are interesting. However, I don't have any beef with you or your game. I thought my latest video was extremely positive about Pop Goes and you specifically. Kane then responds to theft by simply stating this. The content of your video was fine. I never made any comment on what you said in the video itself, and in my own community, I actually complimented how it was laid out and how you used my comments from the stream. I thought it was a clever idea. My only gripe was with the title and thumbnail, which gives an awful impression of the fanverse. Anyone who sees that message from a channel with as much credit as yours would assume that some kind of news has broken out that the fanverse itself has come to an end. It hasn't. It obviously hasn't. You know it hasn't. You know it's not a goodbye to the fanverse. You still said it in the thumbnail because it's attention-grabbing. I despise this choice that you've made for your channel, and it is a choice. My tweet also wasn't just for you or your video. It was also for the dozens of people who seemed disappointed or betrayed by what I said in an earlier tweet. It's possible Scott won't accept any new entries. I'm sure you can tell by this point that I am desperate to maintain the fanverse's image. I am a voluntary spokesperson for the initiative, and I feel I have a responsibility as the most active member to clear up misinformation and keep the community happy, excited, satisfied. You clearly don't feel this responsibility, even though you feel you have simply mirrored information I've told you for this latest video. Do you think I would ever sum up my experience as the end of the Fazbear Fanverse at all, in any circumstance, ever? I apologize for any harassment you may have received from my community. That is not something I have ever allowed. Tell me who is involved with that, and I will cast them out of my circles. Simple as that. Otherwise, to be as blunt as possible, just get on with what you're doing. You just said my videos have all been extremely well received, including this latest one. So did the things I said even have an effect on your channel? It seems like you just didn't like them. And at a certain point, you'll have to just ignore those feelings, learn, and carry on. You'll die a lot of stress if you keep fretting over every little bit of feedback. The conversation between Theft and Kane pretty much ends there, and as to this day, Theft has never really provided any evidence towards any sort of harassment as far as I can tell. And also, credit to Kane Carter himself for releasing those DMs into the public so we have a better understanding of what's really going on here. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed Section 3. Now, finally, without further ado, the section that you all have been waiting for. If you've made it this far into the video, this is the section that will make everything pay off. But before we do actually get into Section 4, I would like to say I am changing the format of this video a tiny bit. Because in Section 4, this is where the dates and the times really do get tricky. So, up in the top left-hand corner, I'm going to be adding the date from now on and also the part. I split every day within Section 4 into a specific part, because there are certain things that happen on the same day. So I don't want you guys to get confused with that. So just look at the top left-hand corner, and you'll see what I mean. But without further ado, let us get into Theft King versus Kane Carter. Let us finally get into Section 4. The main controversy between Theft King and Kane Carter begins on July 19th, 2022, when another popular Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber known as Sheeprampage, who also goes by the name Ethan, releases a video titled The Problem with the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. A little bit later on that same day, Kane Carter makes a post on his Twitter simply stating, 1. Pop Goes Arcade releases on Steam, 98% rating. 2. Funko and YouTube's merch out this year. 3. Nixon is allowed to work on the joy of creation again. And 4. FuhNaff with plenty of Five Nights at Freddy's Plus updates. Every Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber in the world. The fanverse is a failure. Scott failed us. The initiative is doomed. Kane then ends his tweet by simply stating, and it's always about drama or controversy that happened months, if not years ago. Can the fanverse devs get any support from the bigger influencers? I'm trying my best here, man. After Kane's tweet, he then goes down into the comment section of his tweet and responds to a couple of people. Our first user, by the name of Totally Normal Person, states this. This is probably because Daco is the only Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber I watch nowadays. I don't think the Ryans could anymore, but this is a first. It's normally on Reddit, and I keep hearing this, though granted, this was pretty quiet for a long time. To which Kane responds to him, I just saw this, and he links Ethan's latest video within the thread. Our second user, who goes by the name Lockjaw, simply states, they need views, Kane, to which Kane responds back by saying, would a video focusing on the fanverse's successes do poorly? We don't know, because no YouTuber has ever tried it. Theft King himself then responds to Kane's tweet by saying, these videos are postmortems on an initiative, a program, an idea, reflecting on the fanverse and some of its issues. Isn't an attack on Kane or any other fanverse dev. I worry Kane takes this stuff too personally. Fanverse observations aren't critiques of Kane / Pop Goes, etc. Theft King then responds to Kane's June 21st tweet where he states, similar to his reaction to Sheep's video, Kane appeared to felt betrayed that I supported, plus streamed, Arcade, yet was also critical of the fanverse. It feels you're very with us or against us. One can support the games / devs, but at the same time be critical of the initiative. On July 20th, 2022, popular Five Nights at Freddy's news channel, who goes by the name of FuhNaff, also known as John, releases a video titled Why You Should Be Excited for the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. Within this video, John basically talks about the positive aspects of the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative and some personal games that he's looking forward to, as well as why the fans should be excited for the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative as well. A little bit later, on that exact same day, popular Five Nights at Freddy's cosplayer known as The Regular Sauce, or Sauce Bear, responds to Theft King's first July 19th tweet by stating, the problem is that you and the others are creating this false narrative about the fanverse, and it is becoming a personal thing for Kane and the other devs. You are literally telling people the fanverse is ruined, and that gets blasted back into them even if it isn't the intention. Your content about obscure characters and solo fan games is harmless, but once you start saying things that will be easily spread around and can harm parts of the community, that's when it starts to become a problem. Theft King then responds to Sauce by stating, I think you're referring to my friend Yeah Bros content. I've never made any videos about obscure characters or solo fan games. Considering you don't seem to know what you're talking about, forgive me for not really caring what you have to say. Sauce then responds to Theft by stating, you definitely do talk about obscure things and fan games, lol. Yeah, actually does the fun stuff, I guess. Maybe get off your high horse for a sec and try to clear your brain and listen to what people have to say, so the community can actually like you. Below Sauce's reply, he then gives 3 examples from Theft King's own thumbnails of him pretty much talking about obscure characters and solo fan games. Sauce then responds to Theft King's second July 19th tweet by stating, if someone made a video called Why Theft King is Failing, and a bunch of their audience started hating on you, you'd probably feel the same way Kane does. You can voice your opinions without creating the over-the-top titles and clickbait content, preventing the negativity afterwards. I don't think you deserve hate. but I also think you and others need to realize your content like this is hurting your image and also the community. You make some fun stuff when it's not actively propping off dramatized stories you're selling to your audience. A now former friend of Theft King, also known as Yeah Bruv, responds to Theft's July 20th tweet by simply saying, "Seeing a lot of people misinterpret the first half of this tweet. So let me say, Theft isn't throwing me under the bus or anything here. He's literally just trying to clear up any potential confusion that my content is actually his content. No malicious intentions towards me." Yeah Bruv then makes a response by simply stating, "I hate being involved in this at all. I avoid covering drama for that reason." Sauce then responds to him saying, "And that is why you are cool." Theft King later sends Kane a private DM telling Kane that he is receiving, once again, harassment from Kane's own community by stating, "Hi Kane, I'm receiving a tremendous amount of hate, harassment, and even some, stupid and non-credible, but still, threats. I assume your recent tweet was triggered in response to Ethan's new video. I don't think you would randomly tweet about me weeks after my video on the same subject came out. I'm gonna be honest, I've been deliberately avoiding making a video that I know my audience would be super interested in. One regarding your recent statements lamenting Popgo's sales, as well as statements lamenting the lack of support from Scott. I'm sure you can understand why people would be curious to watch such a video. I haven't made this video because I didn't want to deal with your community freaking out at me again. Unfortunately, your tweet has made that happen regardless, which sucks, and I know that's super unfair. I, of course, know full well one is not in total control of their audience, but you have done nothing to stop this or even correct the many people who don't even know that your tweet was at least prompted by Ethan's video, not one of mine. I'm at my wit's end. I've been deliberately trying to avoid conflict with your community to the detriment of my own channel. However, if I'm going to get hate from them regardless, what's the point? What am I holding back for? Why am I doing a courtesy for you that you clearly aren't willing to reciprocate? It's not just me either. You're really starting to anger other content creators off by attacking anyone who dares to talk about something that could portray the fanverse in a negative light. It's probably wise to have a better relationship with your own press. I'm asking you to please put a stop to this now. If you continue to attack content creators on Twitter, where most of us don't have super large followings, they're going to retaliate on their own platforms, and I absolutely do not want things to ever get anywhere close to there. For everyone's sake, please make a tweet asking people to leave content creators alone. This isn't necessary." After Theft's DM to Kane, Theft then made a video titled "An Open Letter to Kane Carter, Fazbear Fanverse developer." Within this video, Theft made a compilation of numerous clips showing his support for Kane, Popgoes, and the Fazbear Fanverse initiative. Theft goes on to state in his original video description, "I have tried to reach out to Kane in private over this, but he has been unresponsive. Considering the harassment, hate, and threats I've been receiving in the wake of his tweet, Kane gave me no choice but to make this video. My life has completely changed since I began making videos 6 months ago. I love making videos, and I love being able to engage with my audience. I still love it, and I still intend to do it. However, this is getting very tiresome. I'm being accused of something that is just factually incorrect. Since my channel began, I have been nothing but positive about Kane and Popgoes. This video should serve as proof." About 1 day later, on July 21st, 2022, Kane makes a response to Theft King, simply stating, "An open response to Theft King, Five Nights at Freddy's YouTuber. I have watched Theft King's recent open letter to me on his channel, and it gave me a new outlook on his actions in the community. I think I've been a bit too quick to judge these Five Nights at Freddy's commentary channels, and dismissed the positivity that they've shared while the fanverse has grown. I want to share this apology video with my fans, but also sincerely hope it reaches Theft King and his community directly. This is something I believe can be hashed out with better communication, and with both parties taking things as seriously as possible. Please watch." Below, Kane then links this video.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball. We play the game as it should be played, at home or far away. Our banners fly high from dawn to dark, down at Gardenia Park. greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball. We play the game as it should be played, at home or far away. Our banners fly high from dawn to dark, down at Cardinia Park.
Due to the nature of this video, this obviously shows that Kane was trolling Theft King the whole time. Now, basically, the context behind this video is that this video was made by none other than FuhNaff himself, which it is a very great video. Within the video, it contains the theme song for an Australian football team known as the Geelong Cats. So basically, Kane stated himself that FuhNaff has used this video many times when he writes fake apologies and just to play jokes on his friends, and so Kane decided to use it himself. After Theft saw Kane's troll apology, Theft then updated his video description for an open letter to Kane Carter by stating this. Kane responded with what appeared to be an earnest message, but then linked a Five Nights at Freddy's Rickroll at the end. All I can say is that I'm heartbroken. I started reading the tweet and thought he was finally going to let this end, only to see that no, he's just trolling. Apparently, he doesn't have much empathy for the situation that his actions have put me in. A little bit after Kane's troll apology, I'm the Baddest, also known as Isaac, releases a video titled Support the Five Nights at Freddy's Fanverse. Kane later makes a tweet stating, another awesome video on the Fanverse, this one by I'm the Baddest, in which he links Isaac's video down below. After seeing Theft King's video, Sauce then returns with a response to Theft's July 20th tweet by stating, you literally missed the whole point of what people are getting mad at you for. It's not about apologizing, it's about recognizing what you're doing and how you present your content, and making sure you don't keep following the path you're following. I don't even care if he apologizes to me. I just want him to realize what he is actually doing wrong and fix it so I can at least have respect for his content. A little bit after seeing Sauce's response, Theft proceeds to make 6 whole new tweets. In Theft's first July 21st tweet, he states, I've disabled DMs on Twitter. I am bummed because I really love engaging with members of my audience here, but the harassment is becoming too much to handle. I apologize to anyone who is disappointed by this. There are other ways, better ways to directly engage with me, though. In Theft's second July 21st tweet, he states, something I'd like to clarify. The feature videos certainly cover contentious topics. Many have provocative/negative thumbnails. These weren't positive vids disguised as critical ones. I tried to demonstrate that I've been supportive of the devs, even in highly critical videos. A Twitter user by the name of Luke responds to Theft King's second July 21st tweet by stating, there is no need to straight up lie in your thumbnails, though is there, LMAO. Theft King responds to Luke by stating, I've never lied in a thumbnail. My thumbnails are not misleading. Show me an example, not including FuhNaff, which was deliberate and by his own request. Isaac then responds to Theft, saying, brother, this specifically is not a hill you want to die on. There are so many. Another user by the name of Random also responds to Theft King's second July 21st tweet by stating, what about the clickbait, while he provides 2 examples. Theft King then responds to Random by stating, dude, are you serious? FuhNaff asked me to make a silly clickbait thumbnail. You don't know what you're talking about. My thumbnails are not misleading, thus they are not clickbait. A third user by the name of Nibla also responds to Theft King's second July 21st tweet by stating, didn't you want us to hate Kane when all the Aftonbuilt drama happened? What did you have in the description again? Theft responds to Nibla by saying, you're spreading a lie. Liam told me Fanverse devs were harassing him. He didn't tell me who, I don't know who, and I didn't care. I never said Kane's name once. Kane just decided it was about him. I wanted Kane in the video. In Theft's third July 21st tweet, he states, I recognize that some take exception to my thumbnails. Apparently they feel that this justifies the harassment and threats I continue to receive. If you don't like my thumbnails, I respect that. However, I ask you, please do not harass or threaten me. Leave me alone. In Theft's fourth July 21st tweet, he states, I understand now. My thumbnails are so horrible. Kane is completely justified in refusing to ask them to stop harassing and threatening me. Harassment is bad, but in a case so egregious of provocative thumbnails, it's clearly warranted. Some of you haters are really sick. A user by the name of Aman responds to Theft's 4th July 21st tweet by stating, "Okay, now hold up. I've been defending you because I think half of the critique given is cap, but why do you keep focusing on harassment and not on the majority of comments who say they don't condone it but still have an issue with your thumbnails?" Theft responds to Aman by stating, "Yes, but being harassed takes precedent over criticism of my thumbnails. I think there are valid criticisms of my thumbnails and would like to discuss them. However, nothing in my thumbnails could ever justify harassment. Even if they were lies, it wouldn't justify harassment." Aman gives his final response to Theft by stating, "This is the message they want to hear. The people who, without harassment, keep posting the critique just want to know that they are heard. Knowing that you will respond to it later and are busy right now with harassment is completely understandable. That message should clear some stuff up." In Theft's 5th July 21st tweet, he states, "The fact that people are acting like these two things are comparable or equivalent is insane. Yeah, Kane should have asked his followers not to harass people, but Theft also shouldn't make provocative thumbnails. Come on." A user by the name of Limus responds to Theft's 5th July 21st tweet by stating, "This isn't a comparison. This is people providing legitimate criticism for both sides of the argument. Of course the hate you're getting is way too far for some clickbaiting thumbnails, but you do still need to accept that your thumbnails aren't doing any good for the community." In Theft's 6th July 21st tweet, he states, "Thank you to everyone who have reached out with supportive messages. I really appreciate it. I want to apologize to those providing legitimate constructive criticism. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, the genuine stuff is buried by the hate and harassment. My apologies." On the night of July 21st, 2022, Theft King hosts a live stream upon his YouTube channel simply titled "I Can't Even," or as I like to call it, the Enough live stream. The stream starts out normal at first, with Theft basically just playing some Pop Goes and interacting with his fans within the chat. But as the hour progresses, Theft begins to open up about the controversy between him and Kane. Theft brings out a point saying that Kane never answered any of his Twitter DMs, and pretty much stated that Kane hates him for some odd reason. But before Theft can provide another example, he begins to cry in front of lots of his fans on stream. Yet, unbeknownst to Theft, little did he know that Kane was actually watching his livestream at this very moment. Kane, in his rightful mind, was fuming and was determined to call Theft out on his lies, so he did it on his alternate Twitter account known as Lost Pop Goes. In Kane's 1st July 21st tweet, he states, "Why are you pretending to cry on stream? We cleared this up 3 months ago." Below Kane's tweet, Kane releases an image of the conversation thread between him and Theft. "I believe that you just didn't see the messages. No need to just believe it here. It's all good. It was in my message requests." Gotcha, yeah, of course. I don't know what determines whether a message is sent here or in my inbox. Sometimes new messages appear straight in my inbox. I check my requests maybe once a week or so. It's too late now, but for more urgent responses, pinging me on Discord is the safest bet. I never had a Twitter until this past January, when I started making videos, so I barely know how any of this works. That's fair, yeah. In Kane's 2nd July 21st tweet, he states, "For anyone confused, Theft King lied about me in a live stream with 400 angry viewers, pretending that I had ignored his messages. He pretended to cry over this. That's why I posted this screenshot to prove him wrong. Watch the last 5 minutes," to where he links Theft's stream. In Kane's 3rd July 21st tweet, he states, "The reason I'm posting this here is because posting on my main account would probably be deemed further harassment by Theft King, due to difference in followers." After Kane made these 3 tweets on his alternate account, this happens on Theft's livestream.
What?
Hello?
Hey man, keep your chin up. You should check out the latest tweet by at Lost Pop Goes. It's important.
Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding? Do you really think this is the fucking venue for this? I DM'd you. I'm begging you to fucking speak to me. I've been begging you. And you've been ignoring me. I didn't do anything. I've been ignoring you. And now you come in private. I'm trying to resolve this in private. And then you come in my fucking live stream and do a donation. Are you serious? Are you kidding me, dude? Do you know how unfair a position that is to put me in? Are you Wow, dude. Wow. Wow. Wow, dude. Okay, now you want to talk to me? You know what? Yes, because I'm so fucking desperate for this to be over. I'm so fucking desperate for you to stop weaponizing your audience against me over a video that fucking Sheeprampage made, that I'm gonna end this fucking stream and look at this message that you said, because I'm that, even though I don't want to, because I think what you just did is fucked up, I'm gonna do it anyway because that's how fucking desperate I am, in the hopes that maybe this can be finally fucking over. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you guys later.
After the end of Theft's stream, Kane proceeds to make 5 more tweets on his alternate account. In Kane's 4th July 21st tweet, he states, "I'm about halfway done with my own video that explains the entire situation with Theft King. It'll be out tomorrow. Put simply, I have not instigated harassment and I am not responsible for the backlash Theft receives for his ridiculous takes on Twitter." In Kane's 5th July 21st tweet, he states, "Theft's last resort has been to accuse me of harassment so that I am forced to apologize or scold my followers, not because that has actually happened, but because it makes him look like he's in the right in front of his fans. It's a clever tactic. Not happening, though." In Kane's 6th July 21st tweet, he states, "He just lied about me in front of what he believed to be a members-only livestream, but he screwed up the settings, so I watched it. It was of PopGoes, so I super chatted with proof that he lied, so his incredibly hostile viewers could see. Somehow, this was wrong of me." In Kane's 7th July 21st tweet, he states, "According to Theft King's viewers, I deserve to be lied about, and I did not have the right to broadcast clear proof against it to mitigate his angry fans. He should be allowed to do that, and I'm in the wrong for standing up for myself against a channel 9 times my size." In Kane's 8th July 21st tweet, he states, "Lastly, for now, if you're a fan of Theft King, don't worry about him. He might seem very upset right now, but it's not at all how he truly feels about the situation. To him, he has won. I'm happy for him." Below Kane's tweet, he then links this picture of a conversation between Theft and an anonymous user, with Theft stating, "He lost, is what it is. I think he also lost his mind. Imagine you don't know anything about this drama like 99% of the Five Nights at Freddy's community right now. You will only see it on YouTube. You will see my actual earnest video, and then you will see that. So it's gonna look like you're the one who's been wrong to 99% of the Five Nights at Freddy's community who check YouTube? Yep, I mean, I was wronged. Yeah. Where should this all go from here? I move on, keep winning, keep kicking butt." After Kane made those last 5 tweets, Theft then begins a brand new livestream where he then plays Fall Guys. He once again starts to talk about the controversy and makes many egregious statements. Now I will warn you now, if you are not prone to cursing or swearing, and if you don't like it, please click off this video now, because these clips I'm about to show you, it has a lot of it in there. But if you're completely fine with it, let us continue.
Jonny Blox, fucking asshole. Look at this guy. Hell, yeah, I mean, this guy is a fucking clown, obviously. This whole thing is hilarious because this fucking idiot, fuck that guy, dude. Wow, I'm shocked. I don't know why he would get into this. I guess he was waiting for his opportunity. I guess he's jealous or something, waiting for his opportunity to try to go for me, but you swing at the king, you best not miss. And these fucking guys miss. Yeah, I think Jonny Blox absolutely looks like a fucking asshole. Who the fuck do you think you are, dude? And I'm sure he feels like a fucking idiot. You get fucking Jonny Blox fucking saying, "Hell yeah, brother, let's jump straight into chasing that bag." Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Jonny, I'm sorry, you're gonna publicly call me out like this. I have every right to do this. I have every right to fucking dunk on you when my video kicks ass. Don't let anyone confuse you into thinking that Jonny Blox is punching up. He's not. He's not. I may have a lot more subscribers than him, but he is far more of an established YouTuber than I. You're punching up. Well, no, I wasn't even punching. I didn't attack this guy. I would never attack Jonny Blox. Who the fuck do you think you are, dude? You have no idea, you know, who that, like, so, okay, so when I make the video, I'm getting my bag. So let's look at Jonny Blox videos and see if he's ever getting his bag. Okay, let's see. Come on, you're covering all the breaking shit too, dude. Sorry that you're not comfortable. Okay, I understand some people aren't comfortable covering the really hard-hitting shit. I get it. It's not for everybody. You need to have a layer of thick skin. Yeah, I would encourage you to watch the video because you're gonna probably feel like a fucking idiot. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? And who the fuck do you think you are, Jonny Blox? I don't need your permission to make a fucking video, you fucking idiot. Is that maybe this guy is envious of my channel or something? This person's either incredibly jealous of my success and trying to sabotage me. The only thing that makes sense is that he legitimately believed that I was gonna get canceled over this. FuhNaff blocked me, I don't give a shit, whatever. Truth is, FuhNaff only got the FNAF. The truth is, FuhNaff claims that he got the FNAF Plus position because he told Scott about the flaws of all the FNAF fan games. I think he really got that position because Scott fucking felt bad for him. There's a million games on FanJolts that are way more egregious in terms of like copyright than FuhNaff's. FuhNaff's got popular and was good, so Scott had to take it down, but he felt bad, so. Yeah, of course, I'm covering all of this in a video, and I think it's gonna reflect really badly on Kane. And who knows, what if Scott sees that video? If I was Kane, that's what I'd be thinking, like, what if Scott sees Theft King's video, showing how cruel these actions were? I'd be kind of worried. Just block him. Now I don't have to see any of his bullshit. I can just make all the videos I want, and I don't have to care about his reaction to them, because his small fraction of the FNAF community is a speck. It's not the millions of casual FNAF fans who watch a FNAF video on YouTube and say, oh cool, and watch a MatPat Theory or Dawko video, and then move on with their lives, and don't go onto FNAF Twitter, and don't... Kane doesn't realize the amount of pain this is causing. Kane knows exactly the amount of pain this is causing. Kane thinks that this is it. Kane thinks this is why, dude. I think the whole reason that Kane didn't, and unfortunately I'm going nuclear because it seems I have very little left to lose at this point.
First off, I would like to apologize for the audio quality on all those clips. Granted, they were pulled from Twitter, and a lot of people screen recorded those, so that's why the audio quality is really bad. So I'm sorry about that. But also, if you thought those statements were bad, Theft King then ends his stream with this one final statement about Kane Carter.
I think Kane Carter is a vindictive, evil person. I'm not religious, but if there was a hell, Kane Carter will burn for eternity. That's straight up the kind of person I think he is.
Before we move on to the events of July 22nd, I would like to acknowledge the personal statements made by Theft King's close personal friends, as well as other Five Nights at Freddy's YouTubers. Our first statement comes from Sheeprampage, also known as Ethan, when I asked him how he truly felt about the entire situation of the controversy going on between Theft and Kane. He simply stated, I'm just sad about it. I didn't want all of this to happen from my initial video, but also at the same time, seeing how some people react when they face criticism makes me feel somewhat grateful it happened, to show their true colors. Our second statement comes from I'm the Baddest, also known as Isaac. When I asked him how he truly felt about the controversy, he simply stated, I would like it if you just reference one of my many tweets, but I'll make a small statement if that's what you'd prefer. Theft King's unbelievable manipulation has been shocking. I feel so betrayed because of everything he's done to others, but he has also viciously attacked me. He's a legitimately awful person that can use his sociopathic behavior to get what he wants and never face consequences for his actions. I ask that all supporters of his take a step back and think about what they're supporting. And if Kane's situation isn't enough, I ask that you look at my Twitter thread of everything Theft King has done. Everything Theft King has done, to my knowledge, used clickbait to paint the fanverse in a negative light, dismissed all criticism as harassment, said very inappropriate things about Kane Carter, said he'd burn in heck, has been very rude and egotistical to his fans in DMs, insulted that FuhNaff didn't earn his role in the fanverse, said that Kane wasn't a real artist, has been in contact with developers that were part of the pair, not joking, even praised FuhNaff, a member of the pair, on a post to his channel. This is just the stuff I can verify. I can't imagine what else he's done if he's willing to be so cruel towards people, manipulate people, and form relationships with horrible people, so forgive me for not accepting his apology. That only mentions his thumbnails. Our third statement comes from Jonny Blox, also known as Jonny. He states, Thanks for reaching out. As a lot more people have seen now thanks to Kane's video, I've known Theft to be quite the problematic and awful person for a while. I'm happy people are now seeing the true side of him. Kane did a great job with the video. I'm hoping Theft takes time to better himself not only as a creator, but most importantly as a person. A lot of evidence has come out showing off how Theft acts towards those closest to him, and it's terrible to see how poorly they were treated. I've been getting a lot of messages from people wishing me the best since my experience with Theft seems to be sticking with a lot of people. And as much as I really do appreciate those messages, I think the former friends of Theft deserve the love and support much more than I do right now. I think that about does it. Thank you for reaching out. I'm happy to see you're putting a lot of work into researching this topic and getting in touch with those involved. Yeah, I gotta say, Jonny is honestly a nice dude, but his statement does not end there. A little bit after Jonny Blox initially gave me his statement, I ended up talking to him for a tiny bit more and asked him how he essentially fitted into the whole Theft versus Kane controversy in essence, and he responded with this. Theft apparently was a viewer of my channel, and he was taken aback by someone in my position going after him. I don't really fit into the Theft v Kane drama, but since I had a past with Theft's threats, and most importantly, evidence of his insults and such, I was able to help Kane out with the last section of his video. I had downloaded the stream where all the insults on me took place, and since Theft had actually privated the stream a few days before this drama, I was able to gather some clips for Kane. So yeah, for a lot of you who don't know, Jonny Blox was actually one of the people who helped Kane with his video, so I think that's really cool. Our fourth statement comes from Sheepie, also known as Blacksheepiess. He's an artist, and he is actually the one who provided me his fan art for my thumbnail, so thank you once again, Sheepie. His statement states, I was a fan of Theft for quite a while, and though we had each other friended on Discord, I thought nothing of it beyond that. I'd make him fan art, and he'd like it. That was it. When all this drama went down, though, he lied to my face about Kane actively wanting him to be harassed, and then later, after his stream, was extremely manipulative in trying to win me back over. It all felt really weird and out of place coming from a 31-year-old man talking to a small, young fan. When Kane's video came out, I bit the bullet and just blocked him completely. At the time, the only person I watched from that friend group was Postra, but upon seeing how upset him and his friends were, I decided to draw them some stuff to cheer them all up, and it was a wonderful experience. Daggz, Postra, and Isaac have been absolute sweethearts to me, and I'm glad to be here to cheer them up. Theft is extremely manipulative to his young audience, and it's not okay at all. His Discord server harbors the worst of it. Even after everything, he insisted he's in the right. What I'm about to show you guys is DMs between Sheepie and Theft before the dreaded 5-hour livestream, in his own words. I'm not entirely caught up with everything right now, but please be sure to take a step back from everything to think, and definitely take care of yourself. This definitely isn't doing your anxiety any good. I'm okay. I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm hurt, but I'm not anxious. I already won. All right. That's fair. I'm glad you're all right. Already won. What do you mean by that? Have you and Kane come to a conclusion? No, but my video came out. It was an earnest video. I took the high road. I demonstrated that despite begging him to make a statement reminding his followers not to harass content creators, he refused. He made it clear that I felt I deserved to be harassed and threatened over my videos. My video makes it clear that the contents of my videos are fine, so then he shifted the goalposts. He's like, no, it's just the thumbnails. So now he's arguing that he feels I deserve to be harassed over thumbnails. Oh wait, he did? I didn't know he'd done that. I thought he just hadn't clarified not to attack. All from a tweet he made about Sheeprampage's video. Good lord. These next DMs that Sheepie gave to me is basically proof of Sheepie asking Theft about the harassment and Theft literally just denying it. It's been a month since Goodbye Fanverse. Kane makes his tweet. This is obviously triggered by Sheeprampage's video, but was also referring to YouTubers in plural. That said, who Kane was referring to doesn't really matter. I start to receive all this hate, harassment, threats, etc. I DM Kane privately and explain that I understand he didn't tell his audience to do this, and that I don't think it was his intention, but I'm receiving a lot of hate and harassment as a result of it. I begged him to make some sort of statement reminding his followers to not harass content creators. He refused. Do you have any screenshots of said threats before you message Kane? Because so far, I haven't seen any. And I don't mean threats from after you message him, I mean threats specifically, supposedly, spurred on by his indirect tweet. What? These aren't from Kane. Okay. Hold on here. I mean from the people he supposedly sent after you, or whatever. Is that what this is? No, he didn't send anyone at me. I said that from the start. I don't think Kane deliberately tried to harass me over Sheep's video. My point is that it was happening. Imagine someone comes to you and tells you, "This is absolutely not what you said in your previous DMs with me, but alright, I'm asking you for evidence that you have been harassed because of the tweet Kane made. Many people have asked you for it, and I'm yet to see any. Hey, I know this probably wasn't your attention, but I'm getting a ton of hate inadvertently caused by your tweet. Imagine you got that message. Wouldn't you, say something? Is it not wrong to say anything, even if you feel these people aren't your followers?" Okay, yes, I understand, but where was the hate at that time? Because I had not seen any until after you started responding irrationally. Literally every tweet I made. I made a tweet promoting Rat Race as a favor for Suslord for helping me with the Juniors vid, and they came after me there. The DMs are closed for now and stuff, but listen, I don't disagree. I lost my cool. All I have seen are criticisms. The person I originally started seeing push hate was you yourself in my DMs, calling him sick. I haven't seen hate on that tweet, but I will go back and look now. But please, empathize with my situation. I was trying to resolve all this privately. What kind of person hears, "Hey, you could potentially and effortlessly stop harassment," and refused? He just looked at the tweet, no hate until after you made the stream. I assure you. I have been getting nothing but hate and harassment since that tweet. If this is true, then why can't you give me proof of such? I haven't even been able to look at my replies on Twitter for days, and because many were in DMs, but I can absolutely get some, sure. Okay, then send the DMs. If you seriously don't believe I'm getting hate, yeah, that's what I want to see. Well, many didn't accept and since disabled open DM, so I think those are gone. Yes, I have plenty. Anyway. So considering all this, wait. I'm not entertaining you any further unless you can show me screenshot, as just you said you have plenty. So where are they? Because if you weren't being harassed and there was not proof of such, then Kane has absolutely no reason to make a statement telling everyone to hold off. I haven't aggravated them. I've been trying to avoid this. I need to go through and capture them. Wait, I didn't ask Kane to tell people not to harass Theft King. I begged him to make a general statement, just reminding his followers not to attack content creators. They were attacking me, sheepies. Come on. You think I'd just lose my cool for no reason? Look at my retweets responding to Kane. They were so fair. Well, if other people have been harassed due to what Kane said, I'm sure they would have come forward too with proof, and Kane would have made a statement. I have seen zero proof of any harassment until after you attacked Kane yourself. They were not attacks on Kane. What you said on stream was an attack on Kane. It was disgusting. I told Kane to go to heck or whatever, if that's so disgusting. Please go through and get those screenshots. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was at my wit's end. After desperately trying to resolve this privately, I want to see them. For Kane to ignore me, and then freaking super chat to my stream to try and humiliate me. Our fifth and final statement comes from Daggz, as he states, I have known Theft for about 4 months now. He's been someone who has helped me a ton behind the scenes prior to all this, and someone who I genuinely consider a friend. He's obviously always been a semi-controversial member of the Five Nights at Freddy's community for covering drama that's been going on in it. For the longest time, me and my friends thought that was the only criticism of him. As someone who is involved in the commentary community as a heavy spectator, I always saw the criticism of just hating drama coverage as a whole as dumb. I defended Theft all the way since the Afterbuilt situation and heavily defended him during the pair. When Kane called out the bad actors of spreading drama in the FuhNaff community less than a week ago, it really made Theft go off the deep end. We've had many conversations in front of the rest of my friends and in private about how the fanverse was generally doing and Kane's responses. I thought Kane was being incredibly childish at the time and was siding with Theft most of the time. Slowly he started slipping away from me though. Even a few days ago when I commented on Kane's fake apology, something along the lines of both of you are handling this situation horribly and it's making me really frustrated or something like that, I was already starting to get fed up with Theft's behavior, and we had about 2 arguments about it before he launched his video. I thought his video was solid at the time, most of my friends not thinking it was an issue either. At the time, I planned on making an objective video about the Fanverse title, the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, a history of controversy, which I wanted to later title as the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative, controversial or successful. After I started taking his side less, he really wanted me to agree with him and try to persuade me into making the video more negative towards Kane and the fanverse, which I didn't really want to do. I could already tell that he was being super spiteful about it, but I know he had bad anxiety and crap like that, so I was hoping it'd just be something that passed in the coming days and the community could forget all this and started because Kane just didn't like his thumbnails. Then the live stream happened. Theft has an Ethan Ralph or Wings of Redemption style breakdown to an audience of 4,000 people at its peak. Throughout the entire stream, I was constantly donating to him, begging him to stop what he was doing. Almost all of my messages were being deleted by his mods, and even some by him personally. Attached photo for proof of that. After this, I reluctantly accepted that he just wouldn't listen to me, and I went to bed after that night. Just for a tiny bit of clarification, this is the screenshot that Daggz was talking about in his statement. Waking up to the crap I woke up to left me at a loss. I still can't wrap my head around how he messed up as colossally as he did. It's still really rough for me to come to terms with, but I'm personally getting better. I tried really hard with him, but he simply didn't listen to me. The last thing I said to him was that I would maybe integrate back with him in a couple of months if he proves he's changed, but I don't think that's going to happen. People like this don't usually change, unfortunately. I've personally made up with Kane in the replies of his video about the subject where I apologize for blindly siding with him just because he was my friend. He responded to me with these very kind words. Picture will be sent after this message is sent. Hi Daggz, I was paying attention to what you were saying, but felt it would be inappropriate to argue with you when I knew this video would make things as clear as possible. Anyway, I have no hard feelings towards the people who were seemingly manipulated by what Theft King was doing and saying. To me, it's obvious that you are a good person, and your passion to see things resolve peacefully was nice to see. Really, there's no need to apologize. We can move on now. I was probably the closest to Theft before all this, so it really hit me hard. I considered him my greatest friend in the online space before all this, so it's been really hard to bounce back from. And that's why I really want to also just take a minute and give my utmost thanks and gratitude to the rest of the Five Nights at Freddy's community. The bombarding and pure unconditional love and support I've been getting from everyone currently has been baffling to me. My friends the baddest, Postura, yeah, Mr. Springs, and Little T have been nothing but kind to me throughout this entire ordeal. My personal friends have also been giving me a ton of love and support in private too, and I've always been forever grateful for them, as well as all the talented artists who have made art for me and all my friends throughout these last few days for us. I want to especially highlight Sheepie for not only making incredibly great art for us, but also some of the most impacting and hard-hitting, in a good way, things I've ever received in my entire life. No hyperbole, everyone who has been affected by this is slowly going to heal. I just hope the worst has already passed us. And to Theft, if you see this, please just get your crap together, man. I don't want to hate you. None of us do. I'm out of giving you chances officially now because of things that you've done since we last chatted. Openly being involved with Ramonov and Ultranite, still insisting Kane is some sort of evil, and not owning up to your mistakes with full context. But deep down, I still don't want to see you miserable. Please, just leave the internet. You are not mentally stable enough to be involved in creating content, and it's going to lead to horrible things for you. Although there have been worse people to be exposed in this community, such as Jonny, you have officially entered into low-cal territory, and you will be impacted negatively for that. Get back to your software developer job and just stay out of trouble on the internet. You have proven that you can't handle the consequences of being a public figure, so for your own good, you shouldn't be one at all. So, I hope you guys enjoyed Section 4. Now, granted, Section 4 is the longest section out of this entire video. One thing I would like to say is I really do want to thank the 5 people who gave me those statements. Without them, honestly, this video would have never been possible, so great job, guys. I can honestly say, out of all the statements, my personal favorite was Daggz' statement, because I could tell that he was being really open and really genuine about how he felt about the whole situation, and I honestly thought that Daggz' was the most hard-hitting and the most heartfelt. Like, I remember the first time that he sent me his statement, I literally read it, and no joke, I'm not gonna lie, I cried. Hands down. Like, sometimes it doesn't take a lot for me to get a emotional response, and especially when I'm reading something that I know is heartfelt, it makes me emotional as well. So, congratulations, Daggz. You made me cry. but that's cool. I would say my other two personal favorite statements were certainly from Isaac and also Sheepie as well. Me and Sheepie have actually kind of connected. We've become somewhat of friends, you know. I've been talking to him more about the progress of this video as it goes along, so, you know. And plus, he was the one who chose the thumbnail for this video, so, you know, shout out to him, of course. They all get shout-outs, they're all going in the description, so y'all know the deal. But yeah, I would honestly say Isaac's statement was also pretty good, as he brought forth evidence as well, as long as Daggz. Yeah, Daggz brought up some evidence, of course, with the screenshots of Theft deleting his messages from the stream, and also him reconnecting with Kane Carter. And also Isaac, he provided some pretty good evidence as well, especially on his tweets. And his statement was just really good. But Sheepie, bro, gotta plug my boy Sheepie, of course, because I think he was one of the ones who did the best, other than Daggz, because he provided like actual DM statements, like things in the conversation. Now, some people could assume that, did I force him to give me those DMs? No. Sheepie was actually willing to give me those DMs, and I'm kind of glad he did, because I feel it reinforces the point of this video overall. Now, some people could say, like, is the point of this for me to be biased? No, when I'm telling you the information of everything that's happening, the whole point of the video isn't for me to be biased. I'm more going to share my opinions at the end. Of course, I have opinions on certain things, but that's more going for the end of the video. So, like, if you're going to hear any opinions out of me, that's going to be at the end of the video. It's not going to be anywhere else, because when I'm telling you all the events that are happening, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible and just tell you basically what happened. So, my opinions are going to be, unfortunately, at the end. And we are close, because we only have one more section to go. So, without further ado, let us get into Section 5. During the aftermath of Theft King's livestream on the morning of July 22nd, 2022, Kane Carter makes a post on his Twitter simply stating, "If there is a heck, Kane Carter will burn from eternity." Below, Kane replies to his own response by saying, "I literally just don't like his thumbnails." After Kane made this most infamous post, many fans of Kane and former fans of Theft King began to post clips of the live stream from the previous night before, and many started to come out with their own personal experiences with theft. A little while later, Phil Morg, also known as FuhNaff, came out with his own statement regarding Theft's livestream by simply stating, "Watched Theft King's stream, and man, the dude sounds generally psychotic, unhinged, and aggressive. I was mostly having a laugh before this, but considering how creepily obsessed he seems with getting people that wronged him, I think it's best to block him and move on." A little bit later in the day, Theft King releases an apology in the form of a tweet logger that states, "I apologize. I want to apologize to Kane, as well as everyone else, for some of the statements I made in last night's stream. I'd also like to apologize to all of the Fanverse developers who have been inconvenienced by any of my content. Specifically, I'd also like to apologize to my friends who underwent a lot of stress as a result of this situation. I understand that was a very unfair position to put them in. I was very desperate to try and resolve things privately with Kane, and when he super chat my stream to troll me, I completely lost my cool and overreacted at several points throughout. I am very ashamed with this. I'm sorry. I will be more cognizant of provocative thumbnails. My upcoming video is very lighthearted and hopefully humorous. However, I often say in my videos, talk is cheap, and I understand if anyone is skeptical that these assertions are genuine. I do not expect anyone to take my word for these things. I intend to prove it through my actions in this coming period. All I want is to make videos that my audience finds interesting. I've only been doing this for under 8 months, and I am still learning. I will try to do better in the future, and I'm sorry to everyone who was let down by my outbursts. Finally, Kane, if you're reading this, I would like the opportunity to apologize to you personally, but you certainly have no obligation to do so. My DMs are open to you as always. Thank you for reading this, and thanks to those of you who have supported me throughout this crazy journey I've been on in the last 8 months. I'm ashamed that I let you down. Theft." After Theft made his apology post, Kane then goes on his alternate Twitter account known as Lost Pop Goes and states this: "I've seen Theft King's apology for the abhorrent things he said in his stream, though it looks like he forgot that he blocked me during it. However, my video will still release. I have a lot to say, and I won't be comfortable until I at least attempt to properly defend myself. I don't care about apologies. I care about people knowing the full story, forming their own thoughts based on what has really happened. I won't influence them with shouting, crying, melodrama. This isn't fun. I will share my side, and that'll be it. Until you bring it up again. One day later, on July 23rd, 2022, Kane releases his video titled My Actual Response to Theft King. Within this video, Kane explains the entire situation, or at least his side of the story involving him and theft during the whole controversy. Kane's video was very well received, and Kane once again in this video asks no one to harass theft. One day later, on July 24th, 2022, Kane releases another video titled Burning for Eternity, where Kane makes a showcase of all the fan art and memes that was made throughout the controversy. It's a really good video, you guys should go watch it. Finally, on July 25th, 2022, Theft King releases an apology video titled Taking the L, which essentially speaks for itself. Here is the video.
The other day I held a live stream which I am ashamed of. The focus of the live stream ended up being about the controversy between me and Kane Carter. I ended up saying some pretty horrible things about him and other creators in the fanverse, as well as censoring a variety of messages in chat. Prior to that, I had lost my composure and put Kane in a really unfair situation, making unreasonable demands of him on Discord. Some of you might have noticed that I released a video yesterday that didn't address any of the recent drama surrounding my channel, and many of you understandably saw this as me trying to avoid the controversy or bury it or something. At the time, I was of the mindset that I had already issued an apology and that the best thing I could do was move forward and demonstrate that it was earnest. In hindsight, many did perceive this as me failing to take responsibility for my actions, which is why I'm making this video now. It's only fair that I apologize on the platform on which I have the greatest reach. I won't make any excuses for the behavior I exhibited on that live stream. I just totally lost my cool when I shouldn't have. I again would like to apologize to Kane, to Phil, and to honestly everyone in the community. I'd also like to apologize to my friends, who were put in a terribly awkward position by my selfish actions, and I said a lot of things I really regret. I'm so sorry, and I understand that some of you will not forgive me. I fucked up, I admit I fucked up, I have to live with the consequences of my actions, and that's life. If there was something I could do to quickly fix this, I would, but I don't think there is. Yes, I'm here making an apology video, and I assure you guys it's genuine, but I always say talk is cheap. I don't expect anyone to just believe me now that I'm suddenly saying this in the wake of experiencing such consequences. I intend to show everyone that I can be a better person than the one I was during that live stream. Through my content and my interactions with the community, I'm going to demonstrate just how much I regret my actions over the last few days. I cannot compel anyone to accept my apology. All I can do is move forward and become a person who doesn't get themselves into messes like this in the first place. In response to Kane's initial criticism of FNAF YouTubers in general, going forward I'm going to be very mindful of anyone perceiving a title or thumbnail as misleading. I recognize that not all of my thumbnails have been appropriate. These two are both positive videos, but the thumbnails would imply otherwise. Not every video needs to have a hyperbolic, dramatic headline that's pushing the very boundaries of accuracy. I'm sorry, and I'll prove to you through my upcoming videos that I am no longer interested in doing this. A second change I intend to make is that no future interviewees on my channel leave with gripes about my content. Jelly Liam has made some statements on Twitter that I'm taking very seriously and I will be dealing with privately. However, I'll be doing my best to avoid this issue with future interviews. I again want to apologize to Kane and everyone else who was hurt by my statements, as well as my thumbnails or videos. I'm not asking you to forgive me yet. Talk is cheap, remember? I can only demonstrate that I'm worthy of being forgiven through my actions, not my words. So, you don't have to take my word for it, just watch me. I'll prove it to you.
Before I end off this video, I would like to have some honorable mentions of people that I felt did really good on videos of this same topic. The first person I would like to shout out is Lanza. I honestly watched their video and I thought it was really good. Another person I liked was PosiDon. Honestly, his video was very detailed and I like how he broke down the situation. Another person I have an honorable mention for is Sleep Live. Honestly, his video was simply just funny to me and I liked the way how he explained things too. And the last dude, Aspestose, with his video My Issue with Theft King. His video was also pretty funny as well. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions, and I thought these guys did really good. And the last person I actually would like to mention is Jurassic for actually posting the longest video on this controversy, being 46 minutes long to date. Well, unfortunately my video might beat his out because mine's like over an hour long, but you know, that's okay. Props to him. I'm giving him original credit as well, as he was the first to post the longest video. If you're here, you have made it to the end of the video. Now, honestly, for my opinions on the whole controversy, I honestly thought that the controversy was interesting. A lot of people on Twitter said that this controversy was boring and that it didn't need to be explained, or it doesn't make any sense towards anything within the Five Nights at Freddy's community. I understand that. Now, do I happen to agree with a lot of the points that Theft's former friends made? Of course, yes, I do. I think Theft's main problem is that he really does need to try and understand constructive criticism just a little bit better. Because criticism is something that helps you improve. It helps you grow. So, like, granted, is this video perfect? No, of course it's not. But is it the best that I possibly made it? Yes, of course it is. Now, is there some things that I might have missed out or left out purposely? Yes, of course. Like, I will mention that there was one part at the very end in section 5. I was supposed to talk about Jelly Liam and how he brought up his allegations against Theft King. But I kind of already mentioned that in the beginning of the video during section 2, so I figured why rehash that. And granted, Jelly Liam wasn't really mainly a part of the Theft vs. Kane controversy. He was a part of his own controversy with Aftonbuilt. So, hence why I didn't mention that, hence why I left it out of this video, because in the end, to me, it really didn't make any sense to put it in there. Hence why this video is a tiny bit shorter. Now, do I believe people should send theft harassment over his videos, the live streams, the statements he's made on the internet? No. And I'm going to be steadfast in that. I don't believe anyone should be harassed or threatened with their life, etc., all that stuff, over some comments they made on the internet. Now, granted, did Theft show any proof of this previous harassment? No. And we may never know, unless he wants to contact me personally and show me some real proof, that I will be willing to say that yes, this happened. But until I see some real proof, I'm just going to say that no, he shouldn't be harassed. There's no point in it. Like, everyone makes mistakes. And I'm willing to honestly give benefit of the doubt to Theft, and I'm willing to give him a second chance. Now, does that mean I will resubscribe to his YouTube channel? As of right now, how I feel about the controversy and how things have been going, no. And I will mention this, I was a subscriber of Theft King at one point in time. I really did honestly like his videos. I liked how he analyzed things. I liked how he was very analytical with his videos. I liked how he explained situations and broke them down. I liked all that. That's what I liked about his videos. But when he kind of started going off the deep end and making statements about Kane and the live stream, I think that's what really set me over the edge, and I honestly made the decision to just, you know, in the words of Old Man Consequences, leave the demon to his demons and just kind of leave him be, and unsubscribe, walk away. Now, does that mean maybe sometime later down the line, if I see that he's changed, will I resubscribe? Of course. Of course I would. I will willingly accept him back with open arms if I see that he's changed, but he has to make a real effort to change. And right there is my constructive criticism. Now, he can take that however which way he wants to. Now, another thing, is this video meant to be an attack on Theft? No. This video is more purely just to explain the whole situation and get the full truth out there, as Kane put it in one of his own tweets. And that was another thing that really inspired this video, was Kane's tweet. If Kane never made that tweet, and if the live stream never would have happened, and also if Theft's former friends would have never gave me those statements, this video would have never been made in essence. So, that is the whole grander scale. This is more to just tell the story of what happened. Hence why I'm calling this video a retrospective, because that's what you do in a retrospective. It's a looking back, but it's also an explanation of what happened all the way up to the present. So, yeah. Without further ado, you guys have made it to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, granted, I won't, like I said before, I'm not a drama channel. I won't do these videos all the time. But if I do find a topic that's interesting and I'm willing to put the research into it like I did with this video, I will certainly mostly do it again. And I enjoy doing retrospectives. I think retrospectives are fun. Granted, they're long and tedious works for me. But the only reason why this video came out so late is because of personal problems that was going on in my life. And I have been under a lot of stress, physically, mentally, and all that. So I apologize to all the people that I kind of made a promise to, saying that this video might come out early, and not following through on that promise. Because at the end of the day, a man is only as good as his word, as my dad likes to say, and I want to be as good as my word. So I want to be that man to, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not just going to fall back on it and not do it. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications for when I upload new videos. And make sure to follow my social media links down in the description below to join the Ghoul Renegade. Without further ado, this is Dr. Ghoulish, signing off.